This is so exciting. The first thing they do is break the seals, so it's been sealed all day, and this is proof. So they break the seal.
Oh boy.
And there's lots of them in there, I'm sure. This is so exciting. And so she's the site manager, so she's the one that makes sure everything goes right here. So it's very good.
Okay, and then we're going to sort them. Okay, so this is something that sometimes happens, that somebody put this in there. So it's going to go in the yellow.
Yeah, people probably just come in and put it in the, see that and decide to put it in there. So they're going to sort it out correctly. They're very professional. They can see, they know what's going on.
Special thing, the auxiliary. Yep. So then we sort these into white. Can I pick it up for you? Oh, sure.
So this is also good for those of you that are thinking of maybe volunteering at one of these, so you have an idea of what kind of work you do. And it's a lot of work, so we got to be thankful to our volunteers for doing these things.
Pink fingers. Anybody got a pink finger I can borrow?
Pink fingers, that sticky thing that helps paper.
There you go. Thank you.
So I think first they got to get it like in order so it's actually facing the right way.
You guys want to help sort these? Sure.
See, there's a lot of people, so it's good that there's actual lots of witnesses. So there's several workers, and I think there's a couple other witnesses in the back there, so that's kind of cool.
10, 10, 10.
Okay, so she's getting some extra space there, which makes sense. And they got to get these numbers out and to, you know, so it's really amazing that over 200 locations are doing this at the same time.
Bring all those here. We need to put them all together. We don't want any ballots going between or at this table. Okay. Oh no, all I tried to do was sort into colored piles. No, we're just going to count. I don't care how they look.
So we've got a lot of Americans who volunteer their time to do this, and it's stuff we don't think about when we go to the polls. We don't realize that, yeah, you know, this is manual labor. This is, it takes a lot of care and it takes a lot of time. These people were here, I think I came here around 4 o'clock and they're still here. And, you know, they've been here for days. Okay, so it looks like we finally have everything organized. Probably have to get them all facing the right way is probably the next step, I'm guessing. I mean, you look at that, that's probably like, it looks like a ream of paper. That's probably like more than 500 there, I'm gonna guess. So he's marking something there. I don't know what those are. Yeah, what's the red envelope?
Sorry?
What's the red envelope? Yeah.
This is for provisional, and conditional, and auxiliary ballots.
Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't even know there were that many.
I can do that.
Don't even know. Maybe auxiliary is like military or something. So those get counted somewhere else, maybe, I guess? Do those get counted somewhere else?
Yeah, everything goes to, we don't count, we just kind of organizing these.
Uh-huh.
These other ones, we just count how many we have,
Uh-huh.
but we don't check anything. Don't
Okay.
check anything. So we just trying to match everything here.
Okay, what the type by type?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, some of them are upside down. You just count things. What happened to that one clock?
Well, it's getting all over the paper, so
So you go to the gate, go out, it's walls here.
I mean, if you guys, Martin, if somebody can help count this, I need to go count the BMD, so.
Looks like maybe they're doing it in piles of 10.
And just doing tens this way, you know, crisscross.
So while they're counting here, you're going to count something else?
Yep, I'm going over to count the BMD.
Not sure what a BMD is, but maybe one of our viewers knows what that is. Okay, so while they're working on that, they're probably trying to figure out how many were on each station, I'm guessing. So she's doing that work. And then, what work are you doing here? Check-ins. They're counting the check-ins. So maybe they have to make sure that they matches, all 3 stations match, perhaps. So you got to make sure someone checked in there, and then here. And so it's interesting. There's such a thing as an auxiliary, and then you've got, of course, the mail-in, which is the yellow. Yeah, this is a whole new system to me. I mean, I'm back from the day when they had hanging chads, and then for a while they did the Scantrons. Then they had the Sharpie gate where people were given the wrong pens to vote with. So that's not so great in our voting history, but hopefully they've fixed it for this one, because this is really important to people. This is where a lot of people's heart and passion is, you know. There's a lot of people hurting. My friends, my Vietnamese friends who asked me to join them because they kind of feel like what's happening here is a little bit like communism, and they're worried. My friends, they've been in communist prison in Vietnam, and I didn't know any of that. I'm not Vietnamese. I'm much younger than they are, and but they tell me their stories, and they tell me they're worried. Then we got the business owners. They hurt a lot. And this Newsom guy, you know, we all know what he did. He stayed open, and that was rough. So this is why this is happening. And now the people get a chance to voice their if they're going to fight the recall or if they were going to support the recall. So those of you, maybe you're like 20 years later watching this and you don't know why this happened, why people signed to make this even come on, research those things. Research about a little bit of what's the saying has been, rules for thee but not for me, you know. And that's what upset a lot of people. So hopefully he's learned, and if he stays in, maybe he'll be better. If he doesn't stay in, hopefully we'll get someone better. Just really need to, I think we need to learn more about our system. I think we need to learn about the process. This is really important, because how many people know? You know? Ignorance is not bliss when it comes to our politics, about how things run. You have to know what's going on. It can't be just a few people who know what's going on. Everyone has to learn. So it looks like they're counting. Not exactly sure how they're sorting it and how they're gonna know who voted for who. Maybe there's gonna be a machine they put it through. I wonder what the first voting was like way back 245 years ago. Site managers here. I still don't know what the BBD is. I guess it just means I'm gonna have to volunteer next time to learn more. Wonder how long it takes. I'm sure it's gonna be a good few hours.
Okay, she's gonna double count that.
Oh, so now they're double counting it because they gotta go 10, 20, 30, 40. Wonder how many places actually don't have anyone watching the count. Because people just don't know that you as a voter can hang out and see the process. I know it's not the most exciting thing, but it's important. I think everyone can agree that it's really important.
So we're going to give 346 regular. 346 plus 12 provisional. So no,
Well, that doesn't make
so it's
sense.
358 should be in this.
Look,
No, but that's for just not the grand total. This is just for today.
oh, okay, yeah, I'm sorry, yeah, my bad.
That's just for today.
Okay, so how much for today, sorry?
So we have 346 here
Yeah. My bad, thank you.
and 12. So we have
Yeah.
358 in total.
It's good with two people working together to be accurate, so that's real nice.
I need to check that brown carton because I know we have, you guys, did we only have one spoiled?
So when they were asking you when you went to vote, do you have your mail-in ballot? The reason why they asked you was so that they could rip it up. And so when they rip it up, there it is.
Okay.
So that's what they do with it. So they're obviously unusable. You can't use these because they're ripped up.
Okay, so we have one spoiled.
Looks like someone even gave their booklet. It's amazing. It was a long day, and they still remembered that there was a spoiled ballot, so that's really great for them to remember that.
Oh, we got more.
No, we only have two left.
And we have a whole bunch more to go in.
We have 158. I just wanted to kind of keep it organized, but
Oh, yeah. So do we only have two of those blue envelopes?
yeah, we only have two left.
Okay.
So I just wanted to put 158 in one and
Okay.
200 in another.
Okay.
If it's possible, but we'll see. All right.
They give you such a small.
So,
It's not even the right size. They needed to give you something legal size for that.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Are you doing a documentary or are you a journalist?
No, I just I've been part of like a lot of different groups. So
I
like
just overheard. I wasn't.
Oh, yeah,
trying to
no.
eavesdrop, but you were mentioning
No.
Vietnamese and communism and.
yeah, so actually I used to help out with the National Association of Asian American Professionals.
Yeah.
Through them, I met the Little Saigon Foundation of San Diego. And they had asked me if I could MC one of their festivals that they used to have at Qualcomm. And so through that, I got to know them and their board members. They've actually had some car rallies and stuff, and they wanted me to join. So I wanted to know their story and like why they felt so passionately. And they're just they're like, they love our country. And we came here and we've had a great life, but we see some things that are reminiscent of
yeah.
what we saw before things went down. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but I can't ignore them.
Well, we're from the Bay
Yeah.
Area, Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
We hear this story a lot,
Yeah.
repeated from all around the world, the cultures from around the world.
I work with
And here's what
Slovakians.
happens.
Yeah,
They say if the United States goes down,
there's nowhere else
There's
to run.
there's
That's
nowhere
why
else.
they're working so
and
hard.
you know what? In other countries, they're more fearful for our election process than we are.
Yeah,
We're just
because we
complacent.
don't know any
We're
better.
complacent. We've lived in the land of milk and honey.
We've
all
never had to
these
fight
years
for a thing.
And never had this. It's quite alarming.
It is
Quite alarming
scary.
that there could be something wrong. Even if nothing's wrong, let's verify it.
Agreed.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying, and that's
Yeah.
why I'm just doing my little part to help people understand and learn. Because I didn't know
One of the
we could stay
problems
here.
The process is a little too complex. You know, if you remember in Iraq, everybody showed their thumb. You have
Oh.
1 day to vote. You put the ink
Oh,
on
thumbs
your
up
thumb.
and thumbs down.
Put your ink on your thumb.
Yeah.
So you voted. You couldn't vote twice.
Yeah.
And everybody
Oh,
voted
once
in
you had
1
it.
day. 1 day.
Oh,
That's it.
yeah.
You show up and vote. And if you couldn't make it, wheel them in a wheelchair, whatever, you get to vote.
Yeah.
Everybody gets up or down
I like it.
and vote. Yeah. But
I like
it's
it.
there's too
This
much
is
going on.
very complicated, and I don't think I've ever voted the same way twice. So it's like how
I know.
I come back from
This
when
is
we had the
totally new.
hanging chads
Yeah.
and like.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so they're going to count these now, and will it match the numbers?
Yeah, and you put some tape on it, but just put a rubber band around both sides.
Those three, all the, including the, oh, that's all four. I thought they just sent these machines every day.
So it was 443 total then?
Yes.
Okay. And then 300 of it was from today. Okay. Well, so that says a lot about like people who are worried about like the initial numbers. They weren't even halfway done. So that's interesting. My theory is that people that are worried about the mail-in process, they waited to come today because they wanted to be in person. That's my theory, but
I think that's a factor.
yeah.
What
So
will be interesting is the outcome. My
yes.
sister and I have a complete disagreement on which way this thing's going to go.
Yeah.
And it's not politically motivated.
Yeah.
I'm actually on the other side of her argument of why.
Uh-huh.
So it'll be interesting to see how the process works.
I'm very interested to see how it'll all go down.
Of course. Well, people make their decisions on, I'm just looking at trying to look at this scientifically, what's going to happen, and why it's happening.
Oh, it looks like they've got some boxes over there.
Ray Davis was out, and we put in reports and papers.
Oh, they got to put away the computers too.
So you see how these things happen. That one shocked me. That actually shocked me when it happened. No, when Ray Davis, I'm like, why would you even do? What's the big deal? But in the case of Newsom, I think there's just more even more emotion.
that's kind of information.
Well, the pandemic is the whole thing.
And then the actual,
Okay, so they fixed it. They taped it. That's good. Yeah, note to self, they need to have bigger envelopes for the security.
Okay, how many peach provisionals did we have?
12 total. So the beach is only one. And then we left one.
One.
Yeah, one.
And DMD ballots cast.
Okay.
That's these. We aren't
Well, she hasn't given me her number. And
So this one, where are you gonna specify if I want to be such
Hold
as?
on. I'm trying to get there. Just a second.
Yeah, it is real complicated. The more complex things get, the more margin for error there is. And I do think that there should be a way we can simplify this in the future. I really think it's interesting. I'd like to be in the room with the registrar of voters who decide on the voting process, because that is important, right? The gentleman who was speaking earlier made a really good point. Why are we making things so complex, right? And then these, those of you that went to the polls, you see they put this little like QR code on there. How do we know that the QR code, I'm just thinking of this off the top of my head, how do we know the QR code says what we want it to say? It's really tough. The more technology we get, the more difficult things get sometimes. Exactly. So you just slip those through, and we just gotta trust. I would like to see, because it does say, and hopefully they're doing that. It does say who voted for who on there, so it'd be nice if they separated the Newsoms and
That
the.
code is supposed to be to a person.
Maybe we can
That's
go
what
back.
it's-
Oh, to a person. I
They're
see. I
counting.
see.
They can hear you talking, so maybe back.
Oh, we'll back
Yeah,
off.
'cause
They're
it
counting.
may
Okay.
get in the count.
Thank you. Thank you. All right.
So the
So.
equipment, the hardware doesn't. Where do they